I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm toast fine. But it is week 12, guys, so it's getting a little crazy. Oh my gosh, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now, guess what? You are in week 12, which is just insane. Honestly, it's kind of insane to think that we are already here because like, it's almost like just yesterday Shelby said, Tabitha, we're gonna start prep. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. Let's all do it. That'll be fun. I like that idea. Some days I like that idea. No, but honestly, it's kind of insane to think that this has gone by so quickly. Like it's just, yeah, it's insane how quickly like 3 months has gone by. If I really think about it, so much has happened. But what I thought I could do today is I'm gonna give you a little bit of a physique update, of course, and I'll put that at the end of the video because today is Sunday. And I just kind of have been like thinking about like what can I share with you that you might want to know about prep. And granted, I haven't gotten on stage yet, but what I thought I could do is I could share over the week what are some things you should consider before starting a prep. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, cool. Let's do this. Welcome to the vlog. First thing to consider before even starting prep is realizing that you are going to be cold. Oh my gosh. Okay, seriously, most of the time, this is what I look like. I'm tired and I'm cold. Like you end up seeing everybody like, wow, look at your abs. They're so amazing. And yes, my abs are amazing. But I'm never gonna show them because I'm way too cold. Like honestly, like when am I gonna show them? Like the gym is pretty much it. But FYI, you're gonna be freezing. So just be warned. You're gonna be cold. Invest in hoodies. Okay, but no, like for real. Let's actually talk about a couple of things that you should consider before starting prep. Now, first thing is, and nobody's gonna wanna hear this, but what is the reason you want to do this? Because let me tell you, if it's just because like you wanna put on a bikini and sparkle, just put on a bikini and sparkle. You look way better than you think you look, okay? Honestly, we are our worst critics and you look amazing. So go rock that bikini and sparkles, okay? And if you wanna put on like lashes, hair extensions and all that and an orange tan, that one I probably would not suggest. But everything else, you know what? You just go for it, okay? But how is your relationship with food? Seriously. If you don't have a very good relationship with food and you're thinking that like doing a prep is gonna help you with that, it's not gonna help you with that, okay? Because you're going to need to take your body to an extreme that is not really gonna be probably the healthiest. Like where I am taking my body, I know I am taking it there only for a little while. I'm going to reverse back up to this, which was my normal, very comfortable life. And like, I liked the way I looked. That's how I felt really confident. I could eat out, I could still do things with friends. Like, I realized that this is just kind of a momentary thing, like me being this small. So if you're wanting to make this like a longevity thing, really think about that before saying, oh, I'm just gonna start cutting calories and doing extreme cardio. Like if you don't like how you look right this moment, being extremely skinny is not gonna fix that, okay? Because it's really not. So sorry to burst your bubble. Okay, the other thing to take into consideration, how much time do you have? Like, the amount of time I take for prep every single week is, it's honestly like a part-time, almost full-time job, because it's not like you get off from prep. Like there's not, once you start prep, it's not like I can just have a cheat meal and I can like not go and do cardio or not go and do work. Like no. This is priority. And so when I first started, it was a lot easier to kind of do things, like go out with friends and stuff like that, but not go out to like restaurants. So like I pretty much like cut off going out to restaurants. I would go out with friends and like just bring my own food, but like I'm lucky in that we're a pandemic, so like nobody can really go out anyway, so like it's like, oh, this is easy, I don't have to worry about this, nobody's going out. So like if we end up ordering in, then why does everyone just come to my house? I can have my pre-portioned food, everyone else gets their own food. It's really, so actually it's quite nice. But seriously, look at everything you have going on and ask yourself if you have time to dedicate to this. And understand that you're going to be probably every Saturday and Sunday meal prepping. You're going to be doing the groceries. You're gonna have a crap ton of laundry. Seriously, a crap ton of laundry. Your training is going to still be whatever you're doing. So it's still gonna be probably like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on just for like lifting. Then you're gonna get cardio, and that's gonna vary per person. But you know, towards the end of prep, expect that you will be on a treadmill for an hour or more a lot of days. Like for me, my cardio it's a little bit different, but it's still 6 days I get onto the treadmill, and I'm on there for almost an hour. Like it varies depending on if I'm doing sprints or if I'm doing like just straight up cardio, but I'm on there for an hour. So okay, that's like 2.5, 3 hours, you know, with warm up and all that jazz, being at the gym just for training pretty much every single day. Fridays are the only days that there's a little bit of an exception, at least for me, because I work it in so that way I can get a little bit of a rest day, but I'm still doing yoga, which is, you know, 30 minutes at the least. Okay, all right, I kind of am really bad about doing yoga, let's be real. But I get my 10,000 steps every single day. So you're gonna be having to do that. You're probably drinking like a gallon of water every single day, so you're running to the restroom. And then just like on top of that, having your meals, having 5 to 6 meals every single day, like you're constantly eating and like pre-portioning your food out, tracking everything. So it's it's a lot of time that you're gonna be dedicating to prep. And I'm 3 months in, it will be a total of like 4 by the time that I get there, plus a couple other shows that I might be doing. And then you have to reverse diet afterwards, so then all your cardio slowly starts coming down. You're looking at easily a 6-month process. Easily a 6-month process. So keep that in mind. Like, how much time do you have now? Now think about everything that you're gonna be having to do for that. The next thing to consider is money. Like, as much as I would like to say this isn't an expensive thing, no. Bodybuilding is not a cheap sport. It is not a cheap sport at all. From the just having a coach, if you decide to have a coach, which I highly, highly recommend getting a coach, just because you're gonna go through emotional turmoil and you're gonna wanna have someone to like level set you. So I suggest a coach, which coaches range. And if you get a really good coach, they're gonna charge probably more for you during prep versus off season. So that's gonna be a big chunk. Your food's gonna be a big chunk. I mean, even for like myself, keeping a pretty good idea on the budget, like I'm easily spending $100 a week on food. And that is me eating rice and turkey and nuts. Like, my food is very, very, very boring, but you're still spending a decent amount of money. So keep that in mind. And then the bikini, the heels, the actual like competition itself, you have to pay for the tan, you have to pay for your makeup and hair, unless you're really good at doing it, but I'm not very good at doing it, so keep that in mind. And then you also have to pay for the entry fee, and like if you end up traveling somewhere, you have to pay for the hotel, you've got to pay for the flight. Like, just throwing it out there, it's not a cheap thing at all. Like, it really, really is not a cheap thing. So definitely consider like your finances and if you want to be spending that much money on those things. I am really lucky in that I have a like remote role, so I can kind of adjust my time and stuff, that I'm not having to go to the office. Like, I just work from home, and so I'm really, 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 really lucky to be able to have that time and then to have a steady income that I can dedicate to doing this hobby, which I love. The last kind of thing that I want to touch upon, and I feel like I've seen like a couple of conflicting things on on this. Like, some people say, like, think about your relationships ahead of time and don't become a complete recluse. Though I'm kind of, yeah, I agree. Now, for prep, I don't think that you should completely cut off anybody, because the reality is you need people to support you. There's gonna be moments where you just need to call your mom and just cry because because you're tired, because you're not sleeping as well, you're pushing your body to the extreme, you're losing weight, you're having just like your hormones are fluctuating because you're about to be on your period or something. Like, you need people to talk to about this. So having relationships, you should definitely continue to invest in them as much as possible. Just let them know that, hey, I might be a little bit more tired, I love you, I want to hang out with you, but can we maybe come over to my house and do maybe a game night as opposed to us going out and doing things? Like, it takes a lot more energy, and you'll notice your energy will be way lower. And so it's a lot easier to kind of like adjust, like, what are we doing? And is there a way that we can kind of do like less energy burning adventures? Okay. Now, also with relationships, and I have tried doing prep before, which my prep failed, and I tried to do it alone, to be honest. Like, I didn't want anybody to know about it. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. Like, I only talked to my coach, and I really, really, really had a hard time with that. This prep is very different because I've actually let my family in on it. Like, I talked to my family about it. I told them ahead of time that I was going to be doing this, and this is really important to me, and why it was important to me. And I actually started a brand new relationship with this guy not very long before I started prep. And like, I told him ahead of time, like, hey, this is something that I've been wanting to do for the last like 2 years. I've been working really hard on it, but to be honest, he has had to give so much just as far as like my emotions and just kind of being like, hey, we can't have the typical date of going out to eat. And so that's something that we both have had to sacrifice, of knowing that, like, so not to say like it's a bad thing or anything. It's just one of those, being very, very clear and understanding that your relationships are going to need to change for a little bit just for this time, and having everybody understand that, hey, I still love you. I just, with food wise, I'm going to bring my own food. I'm going to cook my own food. Or if we're doing a date, like, can we cook food together? Can we do a little bit of different things just so that way I can keep it with my macros, but still focus on maintaining those relationships, having a good time with them, because you're going to need those people. Seriously, you're going to need those people, but it's not always going to be the easiest thing to be like, hey, I'm tired, or oh my gosh, I feel like death, or I don't want to go out drinking, like, those kind of things. So the last one that I'm going to throw out there, and it's kind of related to like, how do you feel about your body now, is having a reality check about that. Like, before I even started, and I had my coach reality check me. When I first talked to her on the phone, I was like, okay, I've been looking into it. It looks like preps take about 12 weeks. So I have a show that I found randomly on Google that's in October. This was like July. I was like, you can just like prep me and that's cool. And she was like, how much food are you eating right now? You also don't have any muscle built right now. Like, no. I'm not going to do that, and you're not going to, like, longevity wise, it's going to be really, really, really bad for you. So having a reality check of where is my body right now, of have I actually been like, consistently lifting weights to build muscle, to grow muscle, where is my cardio currently out, how much food am I eating, and really having that reality of, is it worth you dieting down to such an extreme in order to find out, after 4 months that you don't have like any muscle to really show off? Because like specifically for bodybuilding, it's not about a thinness contest. It's about a symmetry one of what do the muscles look like on your body frame, and are they like symmetrical? Do you have enough muscle but enough leanness? Like there's so many things that go into consideration, but it's not about being the thinnest. So all of that to say is just kind of again, kind of going back to, I guess, the coach of, there's a lot of things to consider before just jumping into a prep, only because like, I know I wouldn't want to jump in and do all of this hard work to realize that I like to be surprised of, oh my gosh, this is so much more money than I expected, or oh my gosh, I'm so much more exhausted, it's kind of affecting my relationships and all the time that I'm spending for this. I feel like it would just kind of be a bit of a waste to do all this work and realize like, or be surprised by kind of any of those things. So since, you know, I've been doing this for 12 weeks or whatever, I just was thinking about that of like, what are some of the things that I would have, like, what I would tell a new person that's thinking about a competition to think about all those things before even signing up for a competition or anything like that. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna stop filming tonight. My family's actually on their way over. We're gonna have a game night and I'm cooking them pork and sweet potatoes and I'm gonna eat turkey and rice. Yeah, and eggs. Actually, I'm gonna have 2 eggs with it and I'm quite excited about that. Okay, last thing though before I stop filming, because I was thinking about this and I'm sorry for being all over the place, but like we're gonna be all over the place. So I was watching this YouTuber and they were talking about prep brain. Another thing to consider, it actually kind of happens, and luckily I haven't had it that bad, but prep brain is a thing, and basically prep brain is where like you kind of get a little bit foggy, like you don't remember everything as good as you normally would just because like you have lower carbs and stuff, and like I don't know, like again, my carbs aren't that bad, like I'm really not doing that bad, but I was thinking about it because she told like her prep brain of what she had done and I was just like, I feel like I did something. Oh, now I thought about 2 of them. Actually, okay, all right, I have had a couple of prep brain moments. The first one that I had originally thought of was on Friday, I went to the dentist and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the dentist, this is awesome. I love the dentist. And so I showed up and the lady looks at me and she's like, why are you here? I was like, well, I'm here to see the dentist, of course. She's like, yeah, your appointment's in 2 weeks. It's not today. Fun fact, I have it on my calendar in 2 weeks, but I showed up yesterday or on Friday because for some reason I thought about it and I was like, I don't have it on calendar, but I'm pretty sure it was the 1st of May. So I'm gonna go to the dentist just in case instead of calling. I was just being a dingbat and just walked into the dentist and they were very nice. And I'm just like, oh, well, just thought I'd say hi then and double check the date of my appointment and I'm gonna go. So that was one. The other one that I just thought of just this moment was I am going to have my show on the 5th and I was looking at flights and all that jazz and my boyfriend is coming out and he's gonna be at that show, which is just like, he's just the sweetest. Anyways, so he's gonna be at that show, but then we're gonna go back to the Bay Area and I booked my flight to go back and I was telling him the other day, I was like, yeah, so I booked my flight, so I'm gonna be flying on the 7th to come see you, and he's just like, you did? I'm like, yeah, isn't that great? I got all ahead of everything, like this is bomb diggity. And he's like, well, you kind of forgot about me. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I'm still gonna be in Denver on that day because, you know, your show is on the 5th and we hadn't talked about like coming back. We had originally talked about, you know, booking a flight together. So you'll be there, but I don't have my flight yet. I haven't gotten it back. So you kind of are gonna leave me in Denver. I'm like, that was not intentional at all. I just thought I was super on top of things and, you know, got it that way. So, you know, don't forget about your boyfriend. He's kind of important. Anyways, all right, my family is actually here, so I'm gonna go get them. All right, cool. Talk to you on Thursday. Bye. Hello everyone. Okay, so I did my check-in this morning. What did Shelby change? So overall, she's really happy with the drop. I actually went from 158.2 last week. Today I was 157.6, so I definitely did drop, but some things that she did do is she did drop down my macros just a little bit. So it dropped down by 5 carbs and 5 fat, so I'm 150 carbs, 35 fat, and 175 protein. And then she did increase my HIIT by 2 rounds. Not too bad, but overall I am really excited. 4 weeks out, which is insane. Honestly, your sport means so much to me, so thank you all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll catch you next week. Bye!